What's up, guys? How's everyone doing? Late start today. My Friday, 11 a.m. Guys, I just uploaded my breakdown, prediction, and analysis of Shock versus Coolboy. So that is live. If you haven't already joined the Discord, that link is pinned there. It's our VIP group. And we're going to watch some face-offs real quick. How you guys seeing this one going? What's up, Dwayne? We're definitely cooking. A little Showtime, Money Meech. What's your take on this? How you guys see this one going? It's interesting because if you watch my breakdown, I talk about this. I did two polls, guys. I did a poll on YouTube and a poll on Instagram. YouTube, about 800 people voted, which is great. Instagram, about 1,000 voted, which makes sense. My Instagram has about 42K. My YouTube has about 27K, and the activity is what we want. So 700 and 1,000 on YouTube. 60% of people voted for Fulton, and on Instagram, 75% voted for Fulton. Now, I'm about to ask something, and I'm being totally serious with this. What do you guys think boxing casuals, even people who would have voted, think about fighters who have fan bases, like crazy fans who come to like people's comment sections to troll. Crazy fanatics, right? Do you guys remember when Errol Spence Jr., before he lost to Bud, EJ's fan base was insane. They would, they adored him. Rightfully so. I'm a big Errol Spence fan. Tank has those fans. Ryan Garcia has those fans. Devin Haney has those fans. I say all of that to say this. Do you think that people vote for guys, like if somebody's going to vote on a bot who's going to win a fight, how many of those votes are because one fighter looks more attractive than the other fighter? And I'm saying this with zero sexual sort of innuendos. It just had me thinking. So like my undergraduate studies were in sports psychology. Every time I do polls like this, I think to myself, I wonder how many people are just picking this fighter because they think they look better than the other fighter. People, they've never seen them fight. They don't know anything about boxing. They're not going to watch this fight. But human nature, human psychology, they'll just pick. It just had me thinking because I was shocked. It's 75 and 60. Nobody sees the bigger fighter, the world champion, the one who's never been stopped. No one sees, the majority of people see him losing. Interesting stuff. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, I'm picking Shock. We'll get the bots out of here, playa. We'll put user in timeout. I love Fulton. I see a path to victory. I don't think he has enough power. I think he's too small. I started with Fulton 2 weeks ago, and then I flip-flopped. I'm more convinced about Shock Foster than I am about Roach beating Pitbull. I'm high on Shock Foster. After rewatching the tape, Stephen Fulton, not a big dude. Stephen Fulton's the smaller guy, doesn't have power, doesn't really punch hard. He fights in a range where he thinks he's a big puncher, but he's not. We've seen him get stopped at 122 pounds. This fight's at 130. Shock has had fights at 140 pounds before. Shock's backhand is on point. Nobody talks about his backhand counter. And I think Shock, I think he big brothers Fulton here. Rando Light, holla at your boy. We're going to pull up the odds in a second. I mean, Fulton's been stopped before. We've seen it. And he's brave. Look, just because I'm taking... Dude, Stephen Fulton's a dog. He's brave. He'll go and he wants to fight you in the pocket. But my problem with that style is that the moment where Shock feels that Fulton's power isn't going to hurt him, he's going to be using, if this is the whole ring, and the way Foster fights and likes to counter, if this whole ring in the first few rounds he's trying to get his opponent's power and range down, as he starts cooking, the space he's going to use is going to go like this. You know what I mean? Until a fighter like Shock is comfortable, and the entire fight is going to be happening like in this space. Watch Fulton's defense in a lot of his fights. Fulton sometimes comes unraveled in the pocket, not necessarily because he falls apart, but his defense sometimes, with how tight he likes to fight, for me looks leaky a bit. I definitely could see Foster stopping him. I'm right now we have even money each side, so I'm not going to get too Nostradamus about it and try to act like, and try to, I don't want to insinuate that Fulton's just going to go in there and get stopped, because he's not. It's a 50-50 fight for a reason. The fight is in Texas. You have to talk about Foster as well, being a Texas kid. He's a Houston guy. He's beloved in Texas. I think all roads lead to and still. I don't see Fulton coming up to 30 and beating him. I don't see how he does it. Now, I understand how he does it logically. Stats don't lie. Foster's not a guy who's gonna volume you to death. It's just not his style. So if you're Team Fulton, you're leaning on the fact that the judges in Texas are going to enjoy the pressure, more volume, optics better than they are going to enjoy the guy who's waiting to counter. Because if there's a punch prop here, Fulton will throw more punches than Foster. I actually think Foster's a level above. I think Foster's just a better fighter than Fulton. No shade. I think he's just more well-rounded. Yeah, that's just how I see it. I'll pull up the odds. You know what? While we're here, let's play a couple of the other stare downs. We're here. I mean, we got a lot to talk about. We could talk. Which one do you want me to pull up, guys? We got Jesus Ramos fight. He's fighting Mosley Jr. We got Pitbull. We got Lara. We got the card's really fun. We got Frank Martin. Do you guys? All right, I'll pull up Jesus and Mosley real quick.
In our garage, and now we're here in a big card like this, so we can make our dreams a reality Saturday night. So it means a lot, and this whole camp we've been enjoying it, and like I said, it's been great. This whole fight week too, I've been embracing it. It's a big moment for me and my family, and yeah, Saturday night I have a lot of pressure to make all of our dreams a reality.
Wow.
We started out in our garage, and
what do you guys feel about this fight? Now, I was back and forth. I really I like Jesus Ramos' style. I think he beat Erickson Lubin. He's gonna be on you from jump. His body punching is on point. We know we've never seen Ramos at 60. He's a 154 guy. I think this move is kind of semi-permanent for him to go to 60. He was killing himself to make 54. He's not an old dude. I mean, how many guys are if you guys had to make an under 25 list, who are the best fighters in the world under the age of 25? Jesus Ramos better be in everyone's top 10 list. This dude, if you've never seen him box, is a nightmare. Fun style, breaks his opponents down, super brave, a lot of volume, and he gets a lot of stoppages mid to late rounds. Shane Mosley Jr. cut his teeth at 68. He's going to be the bigger guy, the longer guy. This fight's at 60. I mean, we can pull it up. Has Shane fought at 60 before? I'm pretty sure Shane's never been stopped either. No shade on Shane. I like Ramos here to stop him late, 7 through 12. I'll pull up odds in a second. I'm high. Maybe it's a bad read on me, but every time I watch Jesus Ramos fight, I'm like, damn, this kid is damn tough. When you talk about a fighter with a style, if you're like an OG old school boxing head, he has one of those styles that you'd call a throwback style. The boys are here. Sam Martin, Oshaki struggles. Bro, 100%. What Sam's saying here, he's 100% right. And I brought this up in my breakdown. I said, if your team Foster, you better be prepared for this. And it's not like, it's just his style. You know what I mean? It's just his style. He wants to counterbox you. But Sam, to say that, which I totally agree, I don't know if he struggles with every opponent. He fights in a lot of close fights, right? Kind of like a Sandor Martin. Fights in a lot of close fights. I kind of expect Foster to be a little bit more aggressive, all things considered. I think there's something to this Texas versus Pennsylvania, Houston versus Philly rivalry. Let me pull up something. But that's a valid point. Very valid. Sam knows his boxing. Dude, we got an educated ass chat. You boys know your boxing. Let me see if I
as we're into fight week, I mean, is the disdain still there for your opponent?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm ready all the way around, man. I feel good, way good. This the best mood I've been in on fight week in a long time. The best shape I've ever been in. I'm just ready, man.
Where does the edge come from towards Stephen Fulton Jr.?
I feel like they feel like they see something. They feel like I'm a weak link or something, and I'm gonna go out there and show them that they made the wrong choice.
Yo, did Cool Boy look drained? Tell me, look at Cool Boy's eyes here.
You said that you made the wrong choice. Why is taking on Oshaki Foster the right choice?
I go after champions. No matter who.
Dude, Fulton's a dog.
I fight
Fulton's
champions.
a dog.
That's what I do.
I'm a fan of Fulton, by the way. Just want to let you guys know all out there. Stephen Fulton's a dog. So he's gonna be there all night. Fulton is a brave guy. His fight style. He's a dog, dude. The only reason Inoue stopped him at 22 is because he puts himself in that situation, right? He's a brave fighter. It's kind of why MJ didn't get stopped, because I kind of had to check myself on a live stream. I didn't misspeak, but I admit that I was wrong. I feel like I'm backtrack. I'm purposely stating this. I kind of use a comparison. I said that Fulton fought at 22 and got beat and stopped in the 8th round against an Inoue who's a really smaller guy, and he's moving up to 30 against Shock. But I was like, he couldn't, MJ didn't get stopped against Inoue. And I shouldn't have said that, because the reason why MJ didn't get stopped is because he didn't want to be in that fight. He didn't put himself in positions to win. MJ fought negatively, lost the decision, and didn't put himself in a dangerous position to ever be competitive. Fulton did that, and he got stopped against the division's, the generation's biggest puncher at 22. So, yeah, Fulton's a dog. Fulton's a dog. I'm leaning on the size. I'm leaning on the reach. I'm leaning on the sharpness, the boxing pedigree. I'm leaning on Foster's backhand counter, and I'm leaning on actually Cool Boy Steph's bravery to be his undoing. We'll see. We'll see. This is why this is the best sport in the world, though, guys. What other freaking sport can we do this with? Like, freaking hell. Fucking love boxing. Frank Martin ain't stopping Barthélemy. People are sleeping on this one, man. This is kind of a sleepy banger. My issue with this, Julius, I got to be honest with you. Come on the chat. Guys, if you're in the Discord, I shared the link. I want somebody to come on and chop it up with me. Is that I'm not betting on this fight. Only because it's a weird one for me. Frank Martin's kind of like my guilty pleasure in terms of favorite fighters. I really like I got Frank guilty pleasures in terms of fighters I like watching fight and not betting on. Frank, Raleigh, two of my for some reason those two, they're just kind of like, I use the word overachiever as a compliment. Both guys, Frank got into boxing late, making a run, has had huge fights, could crack, marketable, fun fighter. But Rancis Barthélemy is a legit big dude, old head, but veteran, former world champion. What is Barthélemy 40 now? How old is that fool?
No, I'm coming to win. I'm coming to win. I've been working. So I'm just coming to win.
I sense the excitement.
Those mic issues are on PBC's side, I think. Can we really trust Foster? He's not 100% reliable in big fights. The way he fights, he gives his opponents opportunity to rob him. I mean, he's a world champion. Not really. Look, he's not a front foot fighter. If you guys have to know what you're getting yourself into with a guy. Boxing has many different styles. Shock Foster is not a front foot volume style. He's going to be a guy who relies on his countering. He's a counter boxer, which, as you watch boxing more and more, this is what styles means. Styles make fights. I really like his backhand here. It's a punch I'm going to be watching. It's a punch I'm going to be looking for. And I think that he's going to catch. I think he's going to catch Fulton late. I do. I love this fight. I'm more comfortable with Shock than I'm with Lamont against Pitbull. I got Shock in Lamont. Martin Ramos, Lara, money line. Let's go. Let's motherfucking go. Let's see what that pays. I guess we're here now. Let's pull up. The boys are dropping odds. The boys are dropping their plays. Time to see these odds. Oh, did anybody play Freshmart? I took Freshmart by decision in Thailand. Our D-Gen parlay didn't hit because Nagbay got upset, but Freshmart at $1.75 hit on points. It's exactly what we saw. So whoever played Freshmart, CP Freshmart, we up. Still good. Okay, so Martin Ramos, Lara, money line. Let's see what it's paying. Probably not a lot. Right now I'm getting $1.44. So this is a big money play for the big hitters. You put 10 grand here, you get your money back plus 4,400. You know damn well guys in our Discord are going to be playing this. This is a definitely, Johnny says, boxing big hitter Discordian play. Unknown will probably play this. Shout out to Unknown. He makes some big wagers. Old school. There's a few other big dogs in there. King. I guarantee. Showtime, Meech, how much you putting on that? I mean, 1,000 gets you $444 back. So when we're looking at anything over $1,000 bets, what I like doing is saying, what's my percentage of return? This is a 44% return. Low risk though. I mean, there is going to, if you'll never hear me say a lock. So terminology that I'm going to use is from low to high risk, and how do we mitigate the risk in terms of are we betting heavy or not? Obviously, the lower wager bet, the higher risk you're going to take. The higher wager bet, you're trying to mitigate that risk. I think this, in terms of, for say it for what it is, Frank Martin, Jesus Ramos, Lara on the money line, 44% return. I think this is as low risk as you're going to get in terms of betting a lot, in terms of wager. Thanks to the CP Freshmark call. Yeah, that was a good one on us. We like it. Good follow, good track. Love these kind of plays. Yeah. And these are like for these are for the boys. My style, same. Me too. Me too. All right, let's open it up, guys. We're about 20 minutes in. We can get to the Wild West now. Next comment, whoever comments next on a fight you want to ask me about, we'll pull up the odds. We'll create a parlay. I'm posting my long parlay today. You guys already have my dog of the week. I'm taking Paul Fleming to beat Jake Wiley. We hit yesterday with CP Freshmart as our method of victory at 74% return. We lost with the D-Gen parlay. Didn't go too heavy. It was a Thailand card. And so we started off on the right foot. Lara on upset alert. Lara is 42 with low output. If Lara doesn't get a knockout, he could lose a decision. You're talking about Johan Gonzalez on 48 hours notice could be a world champion. That's a great storyline. I'm not arguing with that. I'm not betting on the Lara fight because of the late notice. It's the same reason I'm not betting on the Johnny Fisher fight because of the late notice. I have my own boundaries. We all should, as bettors and adults, we should all have our own boundaries. We should have no bet lists, that sort of thing. And some of those for me are late replacement fights I don't bet. So I'm not playing Lara versus Gonzalez, but Lara should handle Gonzalez, dude. Come on, Julius. You don't think so? I agree. Ferreira. I think, yeah, Beatrice Ferreira. That's a good fight. I'll show you what I like. Let's build it. So here's something I'm going to do our international parlay real quick. This is just my money line. Money line, long parlay. This is going to be Monaco, Australia, and Texas. I'll post this for everybody. This is just the fun one. This is a fun one. This is a Johnny Stuff special. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm trying to be good. How do you not take Austin Akuso? Those odds are shit. So if you're looking for gimmies, Akuso, this is Australia here. This is a feeder fight. I'm trying to be ethical. Do you really put $1.04 on your parlay? Maybe 7 months ago, we put $1.07 on our parlay and it lost. So have no issue putting Austin there. I'm not going to for the sake of this. Taylor Gedson, Australia. Jack Gregory versus Hayden Emerson. This is a fun fight. I need to look into it more. It's not going on my long parlay. I might do an Aussie. I'm going to do a separate Aussie parlay later on today. That might be in there. Max McIntyre, if you could get the knockout. Maxi Boy is on like a trajectory of superstardom, at least here in the domestic waters of Australia. He is a guy that always looks for the knockout. He's a fun little prospect. If you could get the prop, take Max by knockout. I already have Paul as my underdog of the week. I got him at $3.20. He's down to $2.90. So he's my dog of the week on a standalone. You guys, if you're not in the Discord, you're getting free game. That's my Discord dog of the week. Paul Fleming to beat Wiley. I don't put any of my specialty bets or props on my long parlay, so that's not going there. Jason Maloney, once again, just like Austin Akuso, you could throw Jason Maloney and Austin on there. They're both going to win these fights. Ben Mahoney, people were talking about Winston. Ben Mahoney's that dude. This is Ben Mahoney's reintroduction into the domestic scene and international scene. I think he's in the top 15 in the IBF. He's a good boxer. He's a good fighter. He comes from an MMA background as well. Lifelong combat sports athlete. Winston Hill's tough, but this is a showcase fight for Ben Mahoney. I disagree with some of the boys messaging me that Ben is on upset alert. I don't see it. Terramona. How do we ever add Terramona to a parlay when he's fighting 33-1 dogs? So we can't even touch that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you start getting sexy with a knockout first round, which we'll see later. So one of my prop plays of the week is Jai Apataya 1 through 6. It's paying $1, I think. So I can't put this on our long parlay. The odds are just shit. I'll get to my method of victory parlay later on. People are saying Hugo McAuliffe is going to upset Sean McComb. I don't see it. This is on the Monaco card. Hugo McAuliffe just doesn't do it for me. He's a local Monaco boy. He's being featured on the A side. Sean McComb's been in there with the better opponents. We've seen him get stopped before, but the pedigree is just going to be there. The levels are going to be there. I like McComb on the money line. I have no hesitation putting him on my long parlay. Acosta versus Uniquaga. I mean, you might want to fill me in. I don't know much about that matchup. I'm taking Beatrice. I like watching Beatrice fight. Look, Johnny Fisher should win. So right now you could be. This is a last second replacement. Johnny Fisher, domestic level Brit heavyweight. My no bet list still good. Pat McCormick, I featured this fight on my Stats Don't Lie video. I think Pat McCormick is going to shine, show that there's levels against Conor Walker. Conor Walker is a brave fighter. I like McCormick on the money line. Stay tuned to the channel, though, guys. I'm going to give you a method of victory parlay in a few hours that I'm putting in the Discord. Pat McCormick is on that method of victory parlay. Watch his tape. There's a lot to like about it. Conor Walker, he has the more pro fights, but in terms of skill, class, there's levels. I think we're going to see it with McCormick. Daniel Blankus, a fun fighter. I like when Blankus fights. He's fighting Townsville. We covered Blankus on the channel before. He had a fight that was got scrapped right in the 11th hour. It's good to see him back. This is on. This is in Texas. So this is another fight. I have this asterisk: Shabazz versus McGrill. You know, I was torn. I think if you guys don't tail my Paul Fleming dog of the week, I understand why. Paulie's 37 years old. I tell everybody, though, if Fleming is 70% of what he was against Charlie Suarez, he dog walks Jake Wiley. Jake Wiley is a decent domestic level guy. He's still living off that matchroom momentum from losing a fight to George. And Paul Fleming just – so my point was, if you don't like the Fleming dog, I think Peter McGrill is live here. Shabazz is going to be the A side, though. He's going to be the one, going to be favored on the cards. Something to think about. Currently, I'm not betting on this fight. Nunes over Sosa. One of my homies is trying to talk me into taking Sosa at plus 575. For the sake of my long parlay, I'm taking Nunes. If I'm going to take Sosa, he's not going on a long parlay. He's going on a standalone at plus money. I like Isaac Lucero. If you've never seen Lucero fight, he's a fun fighter. He has a little bit of pop behind him, a little bit of hype behind him. I'm going to throw Lucero on my parlay. And it takes us to the boys. Frank Martin's going on there. Jesus Ramos is on there. You might as well throw Lara on there. I don't see Lara losing to Johan Gonzalez. So for the sake of ethics, like I said, because that's a last second fight, I'm not gonna put it there. And then just to add our props, live and die by the sword, I'm throwing Shock here. That already puts us at plus 624. And I have a method of victory with Roach on it by himself. So I'm going to save that. So I'm saving Roach. I'm saving a few other ones. So as of now, we got a 12-legger paying plus 624. 100 gets you your money back, plus 624 bucks. Gotta love it. That's going up in the Discord. I'll share that on YouTube as well. So that's my long parlay. Chop it up. You could tail it if you want. Or look, guys, something I want to give you a heads up on too. One of my favorite, it always feels good when I get these messages that, hey, Johnny, I tailed it. We hit. That feels good too. You know what also feels good for me is when people tail but then change a fight or two. And it was the right move for them. I lost, but they win. That still feels good. Because you know what that says? Is that we have public discourse here. You don't have to agree with me. I mean, I'm not 100% wrong. If I'm 90% right, I'm doing my job. That's probably my hit rate. We could do the math. I'm somewhere. I have to be somewhere around 90. Both, and so that 10% error is awesome room for you guys to. If you don't like the 12, pick 8. If you don't like Shock, pick Fulton. You know what I mean? So you guys have room. I'm never standing on my platform saying I'm right and you're wrong. I'm just telling you what I see. And a lot of times we're eating. And when we don't eat, I turn this live stream on and I tell you how things went wrong. And we just turn the page and we move on. But this is what we're doing. I'm going to start taking some of the method of victory questions. We're going to move on now. That was the long parlay. Johnny, you going with Shock? Yeah, I'm going with Shock. What's up, High Interest? That's my guy. I'm base, Frank Points. So I'm base. I'm doing a method of victory parlay separate from this live stream. I do have Frank on there. I don't think Frank stops Rancis. That's all I'm going to say. Will Anderson, what's up? I've got Shabazz. Yeah, he's the ace high. I know there's some, like I told you, people are trying to talk me into taking McGrill. I take one dog. That's Paul Fleming. I'm riding and dying with Paul Fleming. I don't need to add McGrill there. High interest checking in. What's up, player? I did. I taped McAuliffe 4 days ago when you guys were telling me old Hugo. I mean, there's a lot of basic things there. Masood McCormick win, Fisher knockout, treble, let's eat. Yeah, my go-to bet in terms of money value, method of victory, it's going to come down to McCormick on points. I'm just torn because I know how tough Kana is. He's never been stopped. Kana's tough, but man, that style, dude, he gets hit a lot. Kana Walker gets hit a lot. So we'll see. We got time. It's Friday. I got something for you boys. I'll play it from here. I got thanks for reminding me. I got a message from TJ to share with you guys. So this is TJ's breakdown of Roach versus Pitbull. Guys, if you want access to our professional betting Discord, click the link that's been in the bio. Guys, boys, we're at over 300. We're at 315 now. So in the chat, as you guys see, like Tenny and all the boys have the stars, they're in this group. They're in the Discord. All right, I'm going to play it for you.
That fight's on YouTube. I watched that. Bro, and that fight was probably like, last time that Lamont fought a true, I guess like a pressure fighter would be Jonathan Ocando. He's a Puerto Rican fighter, and that fight's on YouTube. I watched that. Bro, and that fight was probably like close to being a draw. Lamont was real uncomfortable at times with the pressure. And then Rene Alvarado. I remember Rene Alvarado when he fought William Zepeda. He was on the back foot, using his jab, countering, walking Zepeda into shots. But when he fought Lamont Roach, he just pressed the shit out of him all 10 rounds. But Lamont did well there, but he caught a lot of, he ate a lot of shots also. Man. I thought he maybe dropped like 3 or 4 rounds against Rene Alvarado. But those are really the only 2 styles of pressure. Even so, when he fought Hector Garcia, I gotta say, Hector Garcia did not look the same that he did when he fought Chris Colbert or Tank. I know in the Tank fight, he had a damaged eye. I think he told his corner that his vision was blurry. And then you could see in the next fight when he fought Lamont, he didn't press him and have high volume like he usually did. He was really fighting on the back foot and countering, which really isn't his style. And Lamont ended up in that fight. And of course, he looked good against Tank. But once again, Pitbull's not Tank. Pitbull in his own line haven't looked good either. He had close fights with Henry Fierro, close fight with Leo Cabrera, close fight with Tank, and he lost to Lyle. But I don't know. This is a really good fight to break down, and I think it's going to be close. I really think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be ones where the chat is split on each round. Did you like the volume and the combos of Pitbull, or did you like the boxing and chart counters of Roach? I don't think Roach is gonna do what Rayo did. No. I think that's a completely different style. And Rayo is a southpaw. Rayo is also a big, strong 140 pounder. So this is Roach's first fight. He only had one fight at 135. No, last.
I got to be honest with you guys. Of all my picks, I'm starting to lean back towards Pitbull, only because of that volume. You know, the more I think about it, and the scoring, the crowd. Think about all those punches hitting off of Roach that he's trying to catch. I don't know. I'm gonna stick to my guns. I picked Lamont. I'm gonna stand on that hill. My stats don't lie video. I got Lamont. Of all the fights that I broke down this week, that's the card. Lamont versus Pitbull is the one that I'm not that comfortable with. I'm actually extremely comfortable with my the Kona Walker fight, as well as the Shock Foster fight. I think that Pat McCormick handles Kona Walker. I think Shock Foster handles Fulton. But my Lamont Roach pick against Pitbull, there might be some underlying variables such as the crowd, the scoring. We'll see. And just in typical TJ fashion, he didn't tell you who he thinks is going to win, did he? He never does. TJ never does. He'll do the whole breakdown, and then you'll leave and be like, hold up, this cat still didn't tell me who he's taking. I expect Frank to box and show some improvements. Let's see what the boys are saying. Oh, yeah, that's that fresh mark. So I ended up getting 74% back. So this was last night. So we took CP Freshmart on points. That was the real value play. I know it was a sexy pick. People were saying Zarate, the Argentinian fighter, was going to come into Thailand and beat Freshmart. I just didn't see it. We did a little sneaky D-Gen parlay, a four-legger, but Nagbe, I think a South African who fights out of Australia. I didn't see these fights. I was in bed. He got upset. So you put, $25 on the parlay, it gets dusted, and then I go heavier, $100 here. You get 74% back. So you're up. It just depends on what your bankroll is, how much you're betting. On these standalone bets, guys, so people who are just getting new to betting, when you see me take a dog, when you see me take a method of victory, a one-fight outcome ticket, I'm going to always go way heavier on. Those long parlays, a four-leg parlay, a D-Gen parlay, whenever there's more sort of areas for things to go wrong, I'm going less on the value. I'm going less on my bet. Just keep that in mind, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Then again, in our group, this group is super educated. So the Discord has a lot of. So sometimes I just want to make this message for anybody who's watching this now and are in the Discord who might feel like they're too sort of hesitant to ask questions because there's so many savages in there. Send me a DM and I'll help you out. All right, we're going to get back to the odds. I'm going to get back to your questions. McComb could stop him. Probably a live bet, though. Yeah, it could be a good read. There's another live bet. Will, you bring up live betting is going to be big this weekend, I feel, especially when we're thinking about these fights that a lot of people are saying that Foster and Shock will go the distance. A lot of people are saying Cruz and Roach will go the distance. So these fights that you think are going to go the distance, one of the biggest values of the Discord, in my opinion, is during the fights, paying attention to the live chat. The boys will straight up tell you, guys, bet live on this. Going into the 6th round, he's down on the cards. He's fading. He's looking wilted. Said fighter's going to stop him. Get a live bet stop. This is where the real value is in boxing betting, by the way. And a lot of novices won't understand this. It's in the live betting where you see odds just swing from one side to the other. And we know about boxing, the ebb and flow of a fight. Some guys like to start off hot early. Some guys fade late. That changes all the odds. Money coming in, money coming out. It's one of the things that I'm learning the most about betting by being in the Discord is watching those live betting odds. Am I the only one who thinks Fisher may be gunshot? Dude, I'm not betting on Johnny Fisher. His opponent, though, is coming on what? 14 hours notice? It is. For real. Pitbull by decision. I mean, bro. It's pretty wild. Yeah. It's pretty wild. Yeah, this isn't one of these fights that I wanted to debate, by the way. I'll debate Shock and Cool Boy. But I told the boys I didn't want to. I got a couple offers. I got a couple offers to debate Roach versus Pitbull, and I was like, I don't want to debate it. I don't want. I mean, I'm taking Roach. It's just one of those ones that I'm not that comfortable with because of the other variables we spoke about. And listen to Sam. Sam is spot on. When we're talking about value, I mean, Isaac on points at plus 325 is pretty insane. It's pretty insane. That might be the play of the weekend. I mean, shit. Is that the play of the weekend, guys? I have no business standing and saying that I was wrong. Even though I picked Roach, I might still play this as a hedge. We have to talk about hedge betting. It's not like it's a bad thing. Hedging is actually a technique and a tactic which allows you to keep your bankroll alive. You don't always have to win to keep your bankroll alive. Sometimes it's not about winning. It's about not losing or not losing as much. But the greatest bet you'll ever make is the one that you don't, especially if it loses. But Isaac, man, Isaac plus 325. This could be the play of the weekend. When we're talking about strategies and how it's going to play out, when we're talking about the variables, about the crowd factor, the A side, the optics of how the fight's going to go. Agree, Pitbull pressure and volume could be rewarded in close rounds. And what I'm thinking of is too, like the crowd of like when things are hitting, not even flush, but the crowd going crazy, the corner. I think Breaking Bad said it was very similar to it. See, somebody said that. Oscar Duertwe, Kenny Sims. I don't think Lamont's going to be as negative as Kenny Sims though. And I picked Kenny Sims to win that fight. I was kind of bummed out. I can see Cruz pushing forward and swaying the judges. Cruz is the A side and will bring volume. Right? Bro. Sammy boy. Where's Sammy Martin at? Sammy, you might have just flipped me, which is great. Because what matters at the end of the day? Our pocketbooks. Shout out to Sam Martin. I think I'm getting kind of too comfortable with that. I think if I flip-flop, do I have to make an announcement? Because I have a Stats Don't Lie video where I pick Lamont. God damn it. We'll see. I might just say. You guys remember that? Remember the hill? I will stand on certain hills. Like, I'll stand on a hill, right? If I really believe in what I'm saying, and we're not always right. I'm starting to second guess this hill a bit. Especially because of value, the value play. God damn it, Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad and I, we've been talking a lot. And he was talking to me about value plays. Might have just messed up my whole strategy. Method of victory, Jai knockout. Yep, Ramos knockout. I mean, that's going to be the stressful one considering Ramos does get a lot of late stoppages. He's never fought at 60. He's fighting the biggest guy he's ever fought. He's fighting a real veteran in Mosley Jr., who has never been stopped, something to think about. I do like shock on points. Mexican crowd will help. I switched to Isaac. Sadly, I have to stay. Bro, it's not just me. It's not just me. It's not just. I might not just. Oh, it's not just me, guys. I'm glad it's not just me. Roach likes to stay in the pocket if there truly is anything wrong with one of his hands. What do you mean, one of his hands? Is he injured? What? I didn't hear this. What did I miss? GK, come on the stream, man. What the hell did I miss? Is Roach injured? You guys have to remember we're on two different. Like it's Friday morning here, so like sometimes the news cycle. What's he referring to? Lamont Roach injury. Lamont Roach did not suffer a physical injury. Is Lamont Roach hand injury Pitbull? I didn't hear anything about this. Oh shit. AI says, what the hell? Lamont Roach hand injury Pitbull. Lamont Roach's hand injury was not sustained during his fight with Pitbull. Roach suffered a hand injury in training before his fight, which is scheduled. What the hell? Training not in the ring before the fight. The fight is scheduled where Roach will make his. Is that bullshit? What's this AI shit? I don't really be fucking with AI. I mean, I like it, but I don't. I'm an old head. We don't be doing all these little AI search engines. We don't be taking too much credence in what the little AI says. Like, what's all that? This could just be an assumption from people Googling this, right? This shit sounds kind of bullshit to me. But then again, you guys need to help me out with this. What are we talking about here? Did he injure his hand? The question is, can Lamont fight the same way as Jose? Ryo in the house. There's a reason I didn't add the Roach fight into my method of victory parlay. That's put us in. I like it. All right, that's what I'm going to do too. I sent a DM in the Discord. I had some info come to me from same person. Did you send me a DM? You didn't send me a DM. Motherfucker ain't sent me no DM out this motherfucker. I sent a DM. I had some info come to me from the same person inside Haney's camp during the Norman buildup. That's how I knew Haney bet 10K on Pitbull. I sent a DM in the Discord. What Discord? I sent a DM in the Discord. I had some info come to me from same person and said, you know what? For the sake of excitement, I think I'm going to flip-flop. I can't be known as a flip. But look, you guys, this is the receipts. I was starting to flip-flop before I knew about this, right? I flip-flopped maybe 22 minutes ago. Based off of the Texas crowd, the volume. I was watching Lamont's training and like all the things I like Lamont about his catch and countering. I was thinking in my head, all right, but how many times are the judges going to rule some of those punches landing for Pitbull when they didn't really land based off of what the crowd is going to sound like? That's where I started thinking like, oh shit. So pretty much any flurry, any sort of like stavel of punches for Pitbull, they're going to get a crowd reaction, which will mean the judges. It's in the Discord. You guys we're on a different time length. When did you send this? I'm looking. Yippee-yi-yo, yippee-yi-yay, wanna bump that body, baby. Wanna bump that body. Wanna bump that body. Oh, nah. Yippee-yi-yo, yippee-yi-yay, wanna bump that body, baby. Okay, I see it. No shit. GK, you don't ever lie. Here we go. I'm gonna play. This is from GK from the Discord. Al Heyman photo. Devin. Okay, here it is. Devin putting 10K on Pitbull. My dog cool with his brother. So Devin's putting 10K on Pitbull, which isn't a lot of money. My friend is friends with his brother. No way. Yeah, they said Roach fucked up his hand. And been partying. What do you guys make of this? What do you guys make of this? Well, Ryo won because of his size in the clinch. Roach doesn't have that. Roach is taller, longer reach, bigger. Oh my God, we don't feel good about Roach anymore. I see a prop that's parlayable at who throws the most punches for Pitbull Cruz. Guys, I think I'm flip-flopping, guys. This is the flip-flop based off of insider information. I was already feeling the flip. You don't believe it? All right. Y'all got me. Cue the Keith Sweat song. You got me twisted over you. Do you guys ever think Keith Sweat sounded like a flea? I was a big Keith Sweat fan. I was a big Johnny Gill fan. So when they made LSG, I was like, let's go. And then I remember thinking to myself, I was like 13. I was like, Keith Sweat kind of sounds like a flea. I never picked up on it until his voice was paired next to Johnny Gill's voice. And if you don't know about Johnny Gill's voice, your ass better call somebody. But in the middle of the night, girl, my body's beating for you, baby. I gotta call you up and let you know just what I'm feeling, baby. I don't know, man. How reliable. I'm gonna have to sleep on it. I'm gonna have to go power lift. I got one more training session. Let's just simmer on this shit real quick, boys. I'm ready to come over whenever. Okay, 12:30 start. Let's just simmer on the Pitbull. I'm going to put the Pitbull Roach on pause for it real quick. But Sam Martin, man, Sammy boy, we pulled up the Pitbull on points. Pitbull to win a decision is +245? Bro. I agree. I think Pitbull most punches thrown is the play. I got to stand on my guns. Come on, Lamont Roach. 10K, he could have bet more than that. Let's be real, you guys. Would have picked Pitbull if Roach didn't fight Tank. Not a bad point, Sal. Just take it lightly. I had to cash out a 2K bet on Roach because of that. Huh. Oh, shit. You cashed your bet out, though, Playboy. What's up, Nate? Are you going live with Chilltown? Chilltown's busy, Nate. I played his voice memo, though, for you guys. Nathan, rewind this about 10 minutes ago. I played Chilltown's voice memo of him breaking down Roach and Pitbull. I wish I had that option for most punches thrown. God damn. Guys, we got a lot of work to do, boys. Anybody find anything else out on this hand situation? Put it in the Discord. It is 12 o'clock. Guys, check out my breakdown. I just did Shock in Fulton. That's on the channel. If I do flip-flop, I'll let you boys know, obviously. It's only Friday afternoon here. I'm going to deadlift right now. I have to power lift. Probably won't be able to go live again today. It's already noon. But tomorrow, I'm going live twice. We have fights in Australia tomorrow. I gave you guys my long parlay. I'm going to give you guys my method of victory parlay. I'll come to my 100% conclusion on Roach versus Pitbull by tomorrow. And one more thing. We took CP Freshmart on points. We got 74% back. So let's use that as momentum. I appreciate everybody in here. An hour in, we got 45 crazy boys in here. You guys are, let's do it. Let's get this cash. Let's get this loot. Let's get it. Get the loot. Get the loot. Give me the loot. Give me the loot. Give me the loot. Give me the